You may have heard, folks, that Disney is going all out for Americana in preparation for the semi-quincentennial, I do believe is what they're calling it, or the 250th anniversary of this nation's founding. And we should have actually seen this because, well, Ken Potrock, I believe, Ron, your old employer, if I'm not mistaken, was actually assigned from the Disneyland Resort, that being the president, he was in that position, and being assigned to a new role, which was the major events integration. Very, very interesting. And we all kind of wondered what that was all about. You can see right here on his bio right here, there's a number of things that specific position will be overseeing, like the Summer Olympics, the 2027 Super Bowl, Los Angeles, FIFA World Cup, and also too the celebration of the nation's 250th anniversary. And now we know what exactly they're going to be doing as part of this 250th anniversary. And there's a bunch of events and activations across the entire company, but what we're most concerned about as a theme park channel is this one right here. New Soarin' Across America to debut at Disneyland and Walt Disney World, October 20th, 2025. I'm surprised they used Disney World and not Walt Disney World. Very interesting. Buckle up and get ready for takeoff. The fan favorite attraction Soarin' will be receiving an all-new airborne adventure across the U.S. That's right, you'll soon be soaring across America at Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World Resort. See, they got it right there. Debuting summer 2026. Now, they did have an introductory video to go ahead and kick this all off right here. Let's see if we can't play that right now. Good, here we go.
Hello. I'm Patrick, your chief flight attendant. Soon, as you sail through our spacious skies, you may see amber waves of grain, purple mountain majesties. That's right, we're going to be soaring across America. What better way to celebrate the country's semi-quincentennial than with a limited-time sea to shining sea itinerary? America's packed a lot into her 250 years, so you'll want to pack a lot of party favors into your roll aboard. This includes Betsy Ross flags, hot dogs, apple pies, bald eagles, bunting pocket constitutions, powdered wigs, and of course, these little beauties. Nice work, pal. Happy 250th, America.
Well, there you go. So, as part of the 250th anniversary of this nation's founding, we will be getting Soarin' Across America. Guys, this is kind of exciting. We haven't seen an update to Soarin' in quite some time right there, and we haven't seen Disney get back into the America game. What do you guys think about this specific story?
It's going to be interesting because Soarin' Across America is at EPCOT. It makes me wonder if it's going to affect the attendance at Magic Kingdom, because for the last few years, July 4th has been a dwindling attendance date at the Magic Kingdom specifically, where basically it's kind of a ghost town on the 4th of July until about 7 o'clock at night, and everybody comes in to watch the fireworks. With the hopes that the fireworks are going to be this huge thing. Apparently, there's also been an announcement that goes with this, that the fireworks are going to expand this 4th of July. Disney used to be a place where it was all about Americana. So it's like one of the weird things about them removing the rivers of America is the fact that it was such a integral part of what Walt wanted represented at his, the Disneyland and Magic Kingdom park, because Magic Kingdom was kind of supposed to be an upgraded Disneyland. It's kind of not what it is, because Disneyland is a better park than the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think park for park, yes. But look, I think I'm very excited for this. We want to go ahead and get into what locations might actually be featured, because I have some theories. But first, I got to go ahead and show you this. People were having a little bit of fun from the announcement right here. And the memes, well, they just flew. Obviously, you know about the Eiffel Tower. Well, now here's the leaning Statue of Liberty right there. People are saying, hey, you can soar over all kinds of places in America, like, for example, a Buc-ee's. Ron.
There you go.
Might be pretty good right there. People were also bringing up the fact that Rivers of America is dry. You could be soaring over that. And my favorite right here with the most amount of effort from imagination for good. Well, here you go. It is the soaring over Home Depot, an American classic right there. With the feet and everything, and with the music, spectacular job right here. Pretty good stuff. But on a more serious note, though, they did release a couple of photos to give us an idea of where they might be going. You can see right here, looks like the bayous of Louisiana might actually be featured. And also, too, I believe it was Scott Guston suggesting that South Dakota or Mount Rushmore might actually be featured as well. And we can tell by the poster that they've released that Statue of Liberty will also be represented. So we can assume New York. Guys, what places do you think might be featured if we're soaring across America?
I want the arch, but that's just me because I'm from St. Louis.
I think the Grand Canyon is an obvious,
Yes.
and of course the that monument and everything else. I mean, there's a lot of obvious places. The U.S. is, distinctly beautiful across its entire landscape, which is one of the biggest countries in the world. The majority player in North America, I think there is lots of places to explore and have fun with. And I think that Disney is trying to stop being called out for being very anti-American. I think this is a natural pivot because they've been described as being anti-American for quite some time. And the movement of film production to the UK didn't help that situation.
And I've heard, am I right in hearing this, that after this announcement, there were some people that were actually calling this out and saying, what is Disney doing celebrating America?
Diz Twitter.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, Diz Twitter lost their mind. And believe me,
crazy over this.
And again, you can always find the Disney lifestylers like losing their mind when anything doesn't go their way for their political machinations. And it's been a long time that we've suffered underneath that. You want to talk about TDS, all of Diz Twitter has it. And they're mostly the stuff that they say, and they're as vile and disgusting, especially when things don't go their way. So
some people, I was looking at this, and some people were like, "Oh, well, I guess just cross Soarin' off the list whenever I go to EPCOT, Disney's California Adventure." And I'm like, really? Like you're gonna have that kind of reaction to this?
I don't understand how anybody could live in this country and be anti-American, regardless of what side of the aisle you supposedly are on. There are certain things that have always been, just American: baseball, apple pie, hot dogs, that kind of. I mean, that seems to me like what they're trying to get back to is just the beauty of this country. America the beautiful, from sea to shining sea. Talk about the mountains, talk about the valleys, the rivers. We have incredible rivers in this country. We have beautiful farmland across middle America. There's unique features like the salt flats in Utah. We have, I've been to Arches National Park. It looks like a whole different planet. There are so many things that can be featured, and I'm happy that I'm assuming that Ken Potrock himself probably is one who maybe suggested this. I'm not 100% sure. I worked with him. Once you had a picture with him, he was, as far as executives that I personally met at Disney, I would have to say he is the nicest one that I met, and we had some really good interactions. When I worked for DVC, he was in charge of DVC and whatever. He was over that, as well as, I forget what it's called, the Disney thing where they tour people around the world.
Disney Destinations, I believe.
Yeah, whatever that is. He was over that too, which I think
Adventures by Disney.
Adventures by Disney. That's what it is. ABD. Adventures by Disney. So he was over all that, and so it kind of makes sense that he would be setting up this thing.
Right.
Went from Disneyland, and now you've got the Olympics. There's a lot of things. It's a really, when they created the position for him, and I've always liked the idea of Ken potentially being the CEO, but I don't think he has the entertainment chops to do it. But he's kind of different than the typical Disney executive and his ideas. He's more straight across the board. What's going to be best for the guest? Literally, as far as every time I ever interacted with him, he wasn't ideological. It was always about how do we make the experience the best guest experience for the guest, period.
And he might have actually said, hey, let's go ahead and actually do this. Apparently, Tom Fitzgerald said this, the WDI creative executive over there, I believe in charge of Soarin' Across America. When production wrapped almost a decade ago on Soarin' Around the World, we started thinking about where we might go next with the format. A trip across the United States felt like a natural next flight for Soarin' to take. And the 250th anniversary of our nation provided the perfect opportunity to, quote, book the flight. So there might have been some prodding there. by Campbell. Okay, let's go ahead and do something, or an activation as they call it, on both Disney Resort and Walt Disney World Resort. What better way than to put a new film in for Soarin'? I will say, in the company's history, they used to go all out, like with the Bicentennial, for example. I mean, they used to have an America segment in the Electrical Water Pageant. I believe it's still there. The Electrical Parade used to have a big America segment, which unfortunately they have removed and replaced with It's a Small World. Very interesting. America Sings, that was a whole production put into the former Carousel Progress Theater at Disneyland. Those audio animatronics were eventually made their way out to Star Tours and also to Splash Mountain, and that's where we got the genesis of that attraction right there. So they used to go really big. America on Parade, a 50-unit parade with 150 performers, one of the biggest of all time. Go ahead, Culture.
No, you guys are right. I mean, I was just about to mention all of the great things that came out of the Bicentennial. Right. As a little kid, I loved everything that they did. And I was disappointed that America Sings was closing, but thrilled to know that everything was going to make it into a new attraction called Splash Mountain. So Tony Baxter worked a lot of magic, as he did throughout his career. And we got one of the best attractions, the most popular attraction at all parks in Splash Mountain. Now it's not as popular anymore. I wonder why.
It's popular in Tokyo. So there's that.
That's true.
It's in the back of my head. I'm thinking, so when Abu Dhabi opens, do we get Soarin' over the Middle East, and how does that work?
Well,
we might.
I don't even know if you get that, because I mean, they would be taking life into their own hands over Syria. So it's a different.
Well, you could do it all in the computer now, can't you, Culture? Right there, which I thought was what they did for the Taj Mahal and some other locations.
I hope we get a lot less CGI and Soarin' over America. I hope it's all really good footage.
I hope we don't get any of the magic eye effect where I feel like my brain's going to split in half because this thing just goes raw.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Bendy Eiffel Tower.
They did fix the Eiffel Tower, so
good, because that was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die.
Yeah, hopefully
they learned from their experience with the two previous iterations of Soarin', and also too. It might be nice to, randomize these up after the 250th anniversary celebration has concluded. We'll have to see, but hey, an update to Soarin', I'll go ahead and take it. And Soarin' Across America? Well, that is absolutely awesome. I want to go ahead and end with this. It's very interesting right here. I found a quote in doing research for this particular segment, which I have to include because I just couldn't believe it. Walt Disney once said of Disneyland, there is an American theme behind the whole park. I believe in emphasizing the story of what made America great and what will keep it great. Very interesting stuff right there. It looks like, is Disney keeping America great by shepherding or by emphasizing Americana and America? It would appear so. We'll have to see what happens with this particular story as it makes its way next year. So very, very cool.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.